me ask you one question. This is the third roadshow which Naipunyam is conducting. The first one was in Dubai, second one was in Cochin, and this is the third one. How was the response from the industry?
Response was really amazing. I'm euphoric about that because right from Dubai, it's much beyond our expectation. We didn't have too much of a publicity, but I think the people who have been entrusted the job are doing a fantastic job. And I'm here also. It's absolutely wonderful to have such a big crowd here.
Just as you said in your speech that most of the high-rise buildings in Dubai has been constructed by Malayalis. So, CASE is starting Naipunyam in Kerala, the skill development agency in Kerala. Why Kerala?
Because like I mentioned, Kerala has always sort of supplied skilled workforce globally and to the rest of the country. In fact, unconfirmed statistics say that there are equal number of Keralites staying outside Kerala as in Kerala. We have a population of 3.2 crores and I suppose there are 3.2 crores of Keralites living outside Kerala.
The Kerala government is coming up with a lot of initiatives for the next generation. A biopark is coming, the Technopark third phase is coming up, and now CASE has come up with Naipunyam. So Kerala being a tourist destination, what the public expects is very soon Kerala is going to be a skill development destination because it's the first of its kind in India and that also starting in Kerala. So Kerala is being projected. How do you look at Kerala in the next 10 years?
No, we have been trying to, after the government assumed power, we have been trying to identify the positives and the negatives. A lot of negatives are there about Kerala. I do agree. And many industrialists have a feeling that it's difficult to do business in Kerala. But I can tell you one thing. When the negatives are being propagated, there's one aspect which I want the industry in Karnataka or the people here assembled here to know. We were the first to start Technopark in the country. We started way back in early 90s. We haven't grown much beyond that due to so many other reasons. But I can tell you when a lot of propaganda is there about the political strikes in Kerala, the Hartals, events, we have not lost a single mandate in our Technopark till date because of any political strike. That is the reality. But unfortunately. So based on that, taking into consideration both these aspects, we have devised this program. And in 10 years from now, I foresee with the aging population in Europe and different parts of the country, and I definitely think we should be able to send our skilled workforce to all those places. And like I said, I don't want to restrict myself to the youth of Kerala. We want really the youth of India to benefit from this.
There's a lot of resources yet to be explored in Kerala. For industry coming out from outside Kerala, how is the amount of reachability to all these skill development centers? Like for transportation, we have the airports. So,
see, basically we'll be mentioning about the land available. As everybody is aware, Kerala, the biggest problem is availability of land. So we have identified land in all our ITIs across the state and also other lands available for this particular purpose. And it is for the individual to take a call on that based on the requirements, the proximity to airport and the railway station. But Kerala, it is generally, you don't see an urban-rural divide. It is more of a semi-urban kind of situation. So it's not really much of a problem. Connectivity is not much of a problem. But then each segment, each particular vertical, you might have different requirements. But that the industry, person who is coming to partner us can take the call on that.
One last thing, sir. I've heard that it is your dream. This is your dream. And I wish you all the best in your venture. And with that, I wind up with my questions because I am seeing many curious faces here to know more about Naipunyam. The floor is open for questions from your part, delegates. Any questions? If you could please raise your hand, we could pass the mic on to you.
Hello sir, this is Amit Kumar here from SPM Infrastructure.
From?
SPML Infrastructure. Sir, you have mentioned about the land, but you are not telling that suppose we build the infrastructure, so what could be the MOA between the companies and how long it should be?
Land, you building the infrastructure. We will be going, land will be for 30 years.
30 years.
30 years.
Okay, so this is, what is the role of government? See, we know our roles, that we will give training and we will absorb them. What is the role of governments?
No, primarily we will be giving land free of cost.
Yeah.
And depending on the project, whatever investment you need from the government, if you need equity participation or if you need a viability gap funding, we will facilitate.
Okay.
That is in one line, if I say, we will facilitate you to do business there.
And sir, certification?
Certification, you have to bring in international certification or national certification, which will carry weight.
Yeah, so how the government will help us? See, international certificate, we have to go and we have to talk. So, will the Kerala government will come in forward?
No. Kerala government can give a certificate, but what weight will it carry? It will not carry any weight. So, what we are looking for example, when we have been, identified nursing as one segment, we have got, Accenture who has showed interest, who is prepared to bring, who is trying to bring in John Hopkins from USA as a certification partner. Similarly, for, like I said, security skills, we have been discussing with the National Security Institute, Abu Dhabi. So, all those certificates, all those agencies, their certificates carry a lot of weight, which will provide employment. That is what we are looking forward to. I don't intend to say that everything has to be truly international. If you can identify a segment and if there is a scope for getting employment, definitely we will be open to that suggestions.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Any more questions, ladies and gentlemen? Here, the first table.
This is Sundarajan, sir, from Cerner India. What is the time frame you're looking at for implementation of the project and for actual rolling out of people? You have already listed out 10 different sectors, and there will be many more, I'm sure, who will join in. But is there a time frame you're looking at for rolling out people and getting them into the industry?
See, we want to start off from 22nd January. 20th and 21st, we want to conclude and start on 22nd January. That is what we intend to do. And for example, construction academy, which we have specifically mentioned, Kerala government will build the infrastructure, but we are going in for prefab technology. So that hopefully in 6 months' time, the facility will be up. So depending on each segment, depending on your requirement, government is there, ready to help.
Here on front table.
Hi, myself Tom. I have a question for you. How the training partners can benefit from this project? I too hail from Kerala. There are 125 engineering colleges in Kerala. Most of them are on the verging of shutting down. These 40 plus colleges are not finding enough students. And the B schools, if you take around 10 to 15 B schools, are not finding any students for their MBA programs. You introduce the program into the ITIs. I know the ITI situation in Kerala. 10 to 15 students hardly in the ITI. Suppose a service training partner, they invest in ITI, how they going to benefit? Government will make it compulsory. If you take the ASA program, Additional Acquisition Skill Acquisition Program, in that, the education department has made it compulsory. That means a student has to go through that program in order to get the certification, to transfer the credit, to carry over the credit. In this scenario, in the labor department, make it compulsory. The ITA student has to take the program compulsory, or will you give any funding facility to the students to take the program, or is any other kind of support from the government? Otherwise, the training partner, they can invest and they have to sit ideal for the next 5 to 10 years. What will be the support from the government for a particular venture?
No, the first part that you mentioned, that a few engineering colleges are planning to close down. As a minister in charge of ITI education, I want maximum engineering colleges to close down and ITI education to come up. That is the first part. Okay. And secondly, this government has got two segments in skilling. One is additional skills acquisition program, like you mentioned, which comes under government education department. And additional acquisition, ASAP, additional skills enhancement program comes under labor department. This is mainly targeting unemployed youth and also the ITI students. ITI students, ITI curriculum we can't change in any way. It comes under NCVT. It's a national thing, it's uniform nationally. But here, that is why we said, we'll be providing facilities for them, which is optional. And for a particular thing, whatever is the thing, it will be purely optional. We can't include it as part of the curriculum, or we can't make it compulsory. I can tell you, even education department, what ASAP is doing is also not compulsory. It is optional. It is never compulsory.
But as per the NVQF, National Vocational Education Qualification Framework, it's going to be the compulsory part in the next 2 to 3 years.
No, let it happen. That has to happen nationally and things like that. There is this discussion with regard to ITI education also. There's a lot of discussion going on in Delhi with regard to changing this, and let that come about. Otherwise, right now I can't comment on that. Right now, the curriculum with regard to ITI education is uniform nationally.
The problem is that, you know, the students who opt ITI, they do hail from the background, I mean, the economically not sounded families. Even they cannot afford an international certification. If you go for international certification, they have to pay at least $100 or 50 pounds, and they have to pay the extra training cost. So will you provide any funding like NSDC funding, or government will pay any grant to the students to take the training?
No, that is something which we are discussing, how we can subsidize the training costs. I can't commit anything straight away across the board, but that is something which we are discussing. But I can tell you one thing. If placement is assured, or if there is a possibility of getting a good remunerative job, then there is no bar at all in the other way. I can give you an example. I don't want to name that organization. An organization based in Kerala started advertising through television about job opportunities they provide in Gulf country. And the response was so phenomenal. They were charging at about ₹1 lakh. As a person from Kerala, you can easily guess which organization that is. And we were shell-shocked, because at the most they were providing 25% or 30% placement. But then there were people, tremendous, to such a phenomenal response to that, and everybody went there. So that is basically catering to the lowest segment of the society, and so it is the finance is not really a problem. Its only thing is we want to assure that they get a good job. That's all.
Please, if you could please.
One more question for you. Okay. For this kind of segment, if you take construction, or if you take banking and finance, I don't think, we can produce an employee, we can produce a candidate who can enter into the level 1 or level 2. If you are looking for level 3 or 4 in the top level management, or top level or medium level, can we produce, that kind of candidates through this program? If you're a candidate, if a student looking for, the top level or medium level or any other, good salary, obviously they opt for, BTech or BE or any other management program or a bachelor degree.
We really want to cater to the total entire thing, right from, for example, construction. We are going to provide training facility right from a mason to an architect. There will be upskilling facility for all of them. Similarly, banking or finance, when you say, it can be for all levels. Definitely it should be for all levels. But the higher the level you go, you will probably look for more international exposure and international certification, which should be a little more attractive.
Minister Sir, my name is Arnab Chakraborty. I represent a UN program on capacity building. It's called UNCTAD Emprotech. And I was just wanting to check with you if entrepreneurship is important in your sphere of things. How important is skilling of high potential and high performance entrepreneurs?
For Kerala, because of so many weaknesses that we have, in the sense inherent weaknesses, I personally feel that the only way forward for Kerala is developing entrepreneurs. We are not going to have any heavy industries coming there. There's no land available, and land cost is prohibitively high. Density of population is high, so you can't have any polluting industry. So basically, you have to develop entrepreneurs, and Kerala is probably the only government in the country which has decided to earmark 1% of the total budgetary allocation of all departments for entrepreneurship development. We have already done it for student entrepreneurship. That's an ambitious project which has already happened. So entrepreneurship is definitely a priority area, high priority area, and I expect to sign an agreement with Entrepreneurship Development Institute of India on 20th or 21st of during the summit. That's in the final stage.
Hi sir, this is Narsimhan from Shobha Developers. Yeah, happy to note that you have unveiled such an ambition. Here is that as we come as a training partner, that is we as a partner, and it becomes an incubation center for the corporate whoever do the MOU, etc. Like after we do the incubation kind of a center, whomever the people we train, can we have some kind of a lock-in arrangement with the people? Maybe they work with the corporate for 1 year, 2 years, etc. Like, because our experience at whomever we upskilled people, maybe we have tied up with the KVTSDC in Karnataka here, and we have upskilled about 500, 600 people. Then once we upskill and the MES, that is to NSGC, they give a certification, they go away from us and all. Like, so can we have some kind of an arrangement?
I'll give you a clue. I always believe in that Godfather novel, that famous verse, you give them an offer they can't refuse, and they'll seek with you.
Any more questions? Yes, in the middle row.
Good evening, sir. My name is Madhusudan. I'm from RMZ Corp. We are into real estate development. Very happy to note that you are coming out with a construction academy. I think this is the first of its kind. I think in Pune they have a very small setup. Can you throw more light on this academy and how it is being formed? How does it work? And how do you expect the construction industry to get associated with this academy?
See, I visited all these facilities, including Pune. Pune, they have this training on site, and I visited L&T. I visited across the globe, and what we were planning to start is something like what is functioning in England, the National Construction College, UK. And I can tell you, the person from Shobha Developers just mentioned, the closest to that which I saw in India was Shobha Developers Academy that you run for yourself. Okay. So based on that, we have devised the project, and like I said, we will be providing the infrastructure and the land. We are tendering for, we have already in the process, we have tendered for the player, the training provider to come in with international certification, and the courses will be decided by that particular individual, that organization, depending on the requirements of the industry. And we are looking for, different courses, not only based in the national requirements. It is, like I said, it is global requirements. The courses will be devised keeping that in mind. And how industry can partner us, definitely you are going to get qualified people there. And we look forward to CREDAI, the national organization, and the different organizations to come and be part of it, and so that placement can be ensured in this project.
I am from Kerala only, or most of the time in Bangalore only. The question what I have in mind, or is it's more of a suggestion, and what is your take on that? This one, that we heard about this upskilling or additional skilling or technical upgrading, and this one. Can we have something like a improving the soft skilling of these people, whether it's a driver or is it even a basic this one like a mason or this one, but what perennially, what continuously we have been getting the comment or this one is that a Keralite, the moment he comes out and the moment he opens his mouth, whatever skill set he has, however experienced he is, however good he is at his work or this one, the moment he opens his mouth, there goes the this one.
No, naturally, state and work, they have been, highly appreciated. And as a workforce, the moment they go to Dubai, they learn Arabic in no time, they learn Hindi in no time, they can speak English in no time. But somehow inside Kerala, we have these problems. But the first part of it, yeah, soft skills is going to be an integral part of all modules. Definitely, we are going to make it compulsory.
Especially Kerala being a God's own country, when a foreigner lands, whether it's a railway station or a airport, the first person he comes into contact is a driver, and the first impression what the tourist gets is from that driver only.
See, why do we have this thing so much on, speaking English without grammar mistakes and all that? Anywhere, any part of the world you go, you go to China, you can't find a person who speaks, you can never find a taxi person who can drive English. You go to Germany, even if they know English, they might not speak. Especially France, they never speak English, even if they know, for sure. So let us not have this fixation on English. And what I have been trying to develop in all these things is, communication. Communication should be developed, I agree. And I always point out this example of Kashmiri youth who come all the way from Kashmir and sell carpets in Kerala and go back. Kerala is one state where we don't speak Hindi and most of people can't understand Hindi. But any person coming with the carpet from Kashmir, he sells his last carpet and then only goes back. That is communication. That is what we intend to develop.
Okay, no, soft skill, I didn't mean the language alone. The basic etiquette, how you wish greet the guest, how you behave with them, how you keep your coming to a driver's question, how you keep that car hygiene or the magazines or basic amenities what you provide inside that vehicle, those kind of, that's a soft skill means, I'm not this one stopping at the language part alone.
I agree, but like I said, people have been highly successful across, outside Kerala for sure. So,
any more questions? Yes.
Hello sir, this is Prithvi Raj. I am from Himasing Kali Lens. My question is that one of the popular hotelier chain in India, they established a baking center under a vocational training provider. There they invested around 60 to 70 lakh rupees in a ITI within this Karnataka state. But now they are finding students are not getting enrolled to it because of so many reasons. During that time, how the government, for example, if it happens in Kerala, how the Kerala government is going to support that organization, sir?
No, I can't give you a general reply for that. It depends on the project and how attractive. You have to package it in such a way that it will find it attractive. So any project, it all depends on how you market it and thing. Government can't ensure that you will get so many students. But Kerala, we have an irony. We have 44 lakhs of unemployed youth, at least registered. That's an exaggerated figure. They've all registered with the employment exchanges. That doesn't mean all of them unemployed. But we have highly educated workforce which is unemployed. But on the other hand, the industry is finding it difficult to get quality people. So that is what we are trying. That is what we are trying to bridge. So it depends on the industry and how you can package it. Definitely, we have resources there with regard to human resources available, human talent available. It's up to you to devise a project which will attract them to you.
Thank you, sir.
So I am Mr. Pramod Joshi from Vaishnavi Group. I just want to know that whether we are addressing any unemployment problem here. Any unemployment issue here?
No, this whole project, whole scheme is to fight unemployment, to make them employable.
No, the reason I am asking this question is because our own state governments are announcing so many shops like free TV, 1 kilo rice. All this leads to many idle people sitting at home and doing no work. How will you counter this problem? Motivating people to come to workforce, because we are feeling acute shortage of labor problems in construction industries.
Like I said earlier, give them an offer they can't refuse, or in other words, if you give them, don't give them peanuts, then you'll get monkeys. If you give them well, they'll come and work for you.
But they got an offer from the central, state governments, which they can't refuse.
No, let's not get into such a thing. We'll keep politics apart. Today I've come here as a chief executive of the government, not as a politician. So,
life is a sales pitch. At the end of the day, when we have a product or a service and we get into the space and we get into a partnership, whether it's with the government or with a private institution, part of the responsibility is people who teach people how to catch fish. They should also be able to attract people to come and get the fish. So it's just an observation. I don't mean to offend anyone.
there's a lot of, change in the way industry is thinking now, and it has to do that. See, with regard to skilling, I think the #1 country in the world is Germany. Germany, industry starts hand-holding at the university level. And that is how they develop skilled person. And this dual certification and all that is there in happening in Germany, it is basically that the industry is driving it. So similarly, here also, it is high time the industry starts on a different route. Many a time we can find people saying, at least I don't know, I am not saying about Karnataka, but probably in my state we have many businessmen saying, if I give them training, they will leave to a better company. So don't give them training. So that thought process has to change. So that is there in other parts as well. So all that, and you have to identify talent at a much earlier stage and then handhold them and bring them up. That's all. Well, thank you once again, and please do have dinner, and I look forward to meeting you in Trivandrum. Okay, thank you.